seva. If only the Lord can just keep us in His service. There is only one karma to be done. Karmapi ekam. Tasya devasya seva. The seva to this Bhagavan, Vasudeva, Devaki Sutta. That's the only karma that needs to be performed. Karmapi ekam tasya devasya seva. So, Gita Pravaha. I'm actually starting to feel we'll be hearing from 10th chapter today. 10th chapter is something like Bhagavan, Shri Bhagavan Vacha. Bhagavan is not going to say a lot about him after this chapter. So, the 10th chapter is the chapter where the Lord says, where the Lord, the confidential information about the Lord, about Bhagavan, where he mercifully speaks about himself, that kind of ends in the 10th chapter. After that, yes, there will be Bhagavan Vacha, Shri Bhagavan Vacha, but about the Bhagavad Tattva, and especially this 10th chapter. This is so much, this is different from the 7th and 9th chapters. See, the first, in the middle 6 chapters of Gita is about bhakti. Yeah. But in that bhakti also, the 7th chapter and the 9th chapter, we heard about the Bhagavad Tattva and Jiva Tattva, right? And here, the different kind of jivas. Bhagavan gave us knowledge, information about different kind of jivas that come to him, that go away from him, like that. But when it comes to the 10th chapter, now the matter is very much condensed. Now that Bhagavan has given information about the Jiva Tattva, and the relationship between how Bhagavan is the very sthanam, he is the shelter of the Jiva Tattva, and general information about the Jivas, all that is given. Now in the 10th chapter, the core subject matter that comes. Now here in the 10th chapter, Bhagavan is going to speak about those Jivas, about those pure devotees. So even in Jiva Tattva too, the general information about the devotees is all already given. Now in the 10th chapter is Paramam, the most perfect knowledge is given here. The 9th chapter is called most confidential knowledge. In the 10th chapter, about Bhagavan and the Shuddha Bhaktas. That is given in the 10th chapter. That's only one of the things in the 10th chapter. 10th chapter is really nice. So after this 10th chapter, then it will again be, it feels a little distant from Bhagavan after the 10th chapter. So that's what I am actually starting to feel already. So in Gita Pravaha, we have heard about the significance of Bhagavad Gita, and then the summary of Bhagavad Gita in the first chapter, second chapter, third chapter, fourth chapter, fifth chapter, sixth chapter, seventh chapter, eighth chapter, ninth chapter, 10th chapter we are going to hear today. And in the first chapter, Arjuna had reasons of why he does not want to fight, why he should not fight, not even doesn't want to, why he should not fight. Then in the second chapter, after Arjuna takes surrender, submission to Lord Shri Krishna, he tells Arjuna why he should fight and about the Nishkama Karma Yoga, how he should do that as a Nishkama Karma Yogi. That starts from the second chapter and the third chapter and goes in the 5th chapter and also a little bit in the 5th chapter mainly. And in the 4th chapter is about the transcendental knowledge. And it was spoken there because at the end of the 3rd chapter, Lord Krishna says, the lust can be subdued with the transcendental knowledge. So that's why the 4th chapter was spoken. And the Nishkama Karma Yoga was continued in the 5th chapter. And in the 5th chapter, how to be Nitya Sannyasi was explained in the 5th chapter. And how to attain the Gunatita Sthiti is transcendental. How not to be bombarded by modes is wonderful. That is Gunatita Sthiti. How to do that? That the Lord explained in the 5th chapter. How can that be done? Through Ashtanga Yoga. That was explained in the 6th chapter. And how can that be done through Bhakti Yoga is now being explained in the middle 6 chapters of Gita. So, to be able to get to that transcendental position, not to be bombarded by modes, is in Bhakti Yoga, it is by being attached to the Lord. That is how we don't get bombarded by the modes in Bhakti Yoga. So to be able to be attached to the Lord, having the jnana about the Lord, is without having the jnana, how can be there dhyana? Dhyana is meditation, right? So that's why from the 7th chapter on, Bhagavan is starting so mercifully giving the knowledge about himself. So in that way, we heard about the Bhagavad Tattva and Bhagavad Tattva, Jiva Tattva. They're so much inseparable. About Bhagavad Tattva and Jiva Tattva, about the demigod worship. In the Jiva Tattva, we heard about 4 kinds of devotees that go away from Krishna, 4 that come towards Krishna. And after that, the demigod worship and impersonal worship. That was in the 7th chapter. 9th chapter is a twin of the 7th chapter. Very similar topics, except that the end of the 9th chapter speaks of the glories of Krishna Bhakti. And in the middle, the 8th chapter is about Prayana Kale, the knowledge about the soul when it is leaving the body. So we have heard all this until the 9th chapter. We will be hearing about the 10th chapter today. And as we just heard, the 10th chapter, this 10th chapter, this also speaks about the Bhagavad Tattva. But this knowledge about Bhagavan here in the 10th chapter is nothing more needs to be said. That's the kind of knowledge in the 10th chapter. And the knowledge about the Jiva Tattva here is nothing more needs to be said about the devotee, like that, because it's about the pure devotees. And then Chaturshloki Bhagavad Gita, the summum bonum of the whole Bhagavad Gita. If it has to be concised, summarized in 4 shlokas, what would that be? Chaturshloki Bhagavad Gita is in the 10th chapter. So those are basically, these 3 are the main topics in the 10th chapter. And the rest of it is all how the opulence of the Lord is spread out in this material world. So enumerated, a list of how the opulences are spread. That is there. Most of the 10th chapter, about 20 shlokas are about that. So in this way, 10th chapter sounds like very compact and simple and small, because 20 of the shlokas are just enumeration of the opulences. So this is what we are going to hear about the 10th chapter today, dear devotees. Before moving to this 10th chapter, it's good to know, see, the first 6 chapters of Gita, Nishkama Karma Yoga, they are very much relevant to us. Very much relevant to us. Because most of us, we only have karma adhikara. Though we are practicing bhakti, we only have karma adhikara. Means what? Karma adhikara is qualification. Say if we are given a service, you go do this service, we can relate to that easily. Okay, I just have to go do that service. It's easy, simple for us to relate to that, right? Can you garland this, please? Can you clean this, please? Can you set up this, please? Yeah, easy, no-brainer. So that's our qualification. To just do karma, perform an action. That is our qualification. That we can do it easily, no-brainer. You please tell me what to do and I'll just go ahead do it. So we have that karma adhikara, our qualification. We can easily relate to just doing. That is our karma adhikara. That is our position now. That is the reality now. So that we have to understand. Jnana adhikara means, so when we are in karma adhikara, we can do the services somehow or other, with liking or without liking, with taste, whatever, however, the service is done, the task is done. What the hoga, right? That is karma adhikara. Here, we are able to do the tasks or services easily, but our mind may not be so steadily fixated with the nama. With the nama. Because our qualification is so much to do the karma. Karma happens because of the passion. Our mind moves, our body needs to move. So it's easy to perform services than to chant when we are in karma adhikara. That's how we know we have karma adhikara. Yeah. So that's why there is a lot of significance for the services. Temple services, deity services, Vaishnava services, everything, services. They are our shelter when we are in karma adhikara, to purify our rajoguna passion. But how to do that service? How to do that service in a way that purifies us is very beautifully said in Nishkama Karma Yoga, the first 6 chapters of Bhagavad Gita. Yeah. So in that way, it is very relevant to all of us, though we are practicing bhakti, because we have karma adhikara. And then the last 6 chapters are jnana adhikara. So in jnana adhikara, a devotee can stay steady for a long period of time with not so much of passion, gush running through. And they may be able to chant peacefully too. The mind may not be going here and there. Not a lot jumping happens. They may be able to chant peacefully too. And their services, they can perform services steadily, with ease. In karma adhikara, we perform, but that also with a little difficulty. Not to yielding to expectations, like that. So steady services are performed with a little difficulty in karma adhikara. And services are performed with ease when we are in jnana adhikara, when we are a little more steady. Also, the nama, when we do the harinama, mind doesn't really waver a lot because the rajoguna has come down. The jumping, gushing passion has come down. And that's why. Having said that, that is not all in all. There is bhakti adhikara. Bhakti adhikara is ananya bhakti, arpita bhakti. And here, the services, they just happen. They happen automatically. And with the Harinam, they're actually with Krishna when they're chanting the japa. They're actually with Krishna because they are performing the japa with sambandha to the nama. Otherwise, the Sharanagati, Arpita to Guru and Krishna, sambandha to Guru and Nama. They all go together. Only with that total submission to Guru and Krishna, Bhakti Adhikara comes. And so, in that way, we have to understand. Though we are performing Bhakti, we have to understand where we are. Are we in Karma Adhikar or Jnana Adhikar or Bhakti Adhikar? It is important that we know this because, say if we are in Karma Adhikara, yeah, and what we hear, the Srila Prabhupada emphasizes on services so much service throughout, right? Also, Srila Prabhupada says, surrender to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. To what degree are we surrendering? Surrendering to the service only, or surrendering to Krishna only, surrendering to Guru and Krishna? Degrees of surrender, like that. So Srila Prabhupada has given us all to engage all of us in bhakti. Everybody. Karma Adhikar, Jnana Adhikar, Bhakti Adhikar, everything is given there. Yeah. But where do we fit in? What is it that we could easily relate to? That we have to see. So most of us, we generally fit in the Karma Adhikara. How do we know? Because when we are chanting, when the mind is going here and there, it means there is passion. And that's why the mind is going here and there. It's a no-brainer. It is clear. That's how we know. So at least we know where we are in this. When we know this, but what we hear, we may be hearing about pure devotion. We will be hearing about Srivas Thakura. We will be hearing about Haridas Thakura. All of them, they are, and all the Bhagavatas in the Bhagavatam, they're pure devotees. We may be hearing about them, from them, and aspiring to do what they have instructed. Yeah, that we may be hearing, and our aspiration may be that, but we have to realize that we are in this category, Karmadhikara. Why should we realize that? Because if we don't realize that we are still in Karmadhikara, then we may be thinking, how we are hearing about all this pure devotion, why am I not feeling it? Why am I naturally feeling that? Why am I not naturally feeling the attraction to Nama, attraction to especially the Nama? Attraction to Prasadam will be there. Attraction to Kirtan also can be there because there can be music. But attraction to Japa, where there is no music, nothing. Why am I not feeling? Why am I not experiencing inside? We may be feeling like that. For us who is in Karmadhikara, we still have passion within us. So when there is gush within us, it will take time for us to have experience of what is being said, even to become steady. Even to become steady in bhakti and then get taste in bhakti, it does take time. So if we don't hear it and if we don't realize it, we may get disappointed, discouraged, and we'll be thinking, oh, I'm doing this every day. I'm doing this for so many years. I'm still not getting the taste. Discouragement and disappointment can happen. That is because of the tamoguna. Discouragement, disappointment, sad that we are not there yet. Our qualification is to do karma. And under the influence of the tamoguna ignorance, we feel discouraged and sad that we are not there yet. Like that. But when we perform bhakti according to our adhikara, over a period of time, as the purification happens, steadiness comes. So as the purification happens, steadiness comes. Advancement in bhakti or ruchi in bhakti, everything that happens with purification. When the rajoguna is washed off, when our gush, disappointment, discouragement, resentment, restlessness, all these things, For whatever reason. For whatever reason, I'm expecting this, but that did not happen. Even in bhakti too. So all these are under the influence of modes. When these modes are washed off because of our sincere devotion, sincere devotional service every day, sadhana every day, as the modes are being washed off, then we get to the steady state. The jnana adhikara. And the bhakti adhikara, it is said that it comes with mercy. We cannot demand or be resentful. When Bhagavan shows his causeless mercy, when the Bhagavata shows their causeless mercy, then the Bhakti Adhikara is given. It's not something that we can earn. Bhakti Adhikara is not like that. But as we continue with the Bhakti, with this sincerity and confidence in Bhagavan and in Bhakta, then they are very merciful. Someday they'll give that to us. So that we should understand. So it is important. In this way, the whole Bhagavad Gita is relevant to us in different states. So the first 6 chapters are like that. In that way, they are relevant to us. And the last 6, when we know more about the modes, then we practice bhakti in a way that it is more steady in goodness, like that. But now we are hearing about actual bhakti. And 7th and 9th, as we just heard, gave some jnana about Bhagavan and the Jiva and the demigods and worship. Now coming to the 10th chapter, the devotees, we will see Kevala Bhakti Adhikara. Very beautiful 10th chapter. So we can enter into the 10th chapter. And yeah, I think we can enter into that. So I will share the PowerPoint and we will hear from Bhagavan. Okay. Dasamudhyaya. I wanted to have darshan of this first. That's Devaki Putra. Partha Sarati Krishna, Arjuna, Srimad Bhagavad Gita. So now we are in 10th chapter. In the 9th chapter, 10th chapter is like, this can be seen as more like a continuation of the 9th chapter, dear devotees. Because in the 9th chapter, Lord Krishna, he states about Manmana Bhava Mad Bhakto Madhyaji Mam Namaskuru Mame Vaishyasi Yuktvaivam Atmanam Mat Parayanaha. So assuring are these shlokas. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha. So Bhagavan says, you keep me in your bhava and become my devotee. Offer worship to me and then pay respects to me. Mama eva ishyasi. You will certainly come to me. Because yuktvaivam atmanam matparayana. With your atma, you have taken complete shelter of me. Atmanam matparayana. In this way, yuktvaivam. Because you are performing devotional service, taking complete shelter of me, you will come to me. After saying this, Bhagavan, he says, Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Bhuya eva mahabaho shrunu me paramam vachaha yatteham priyamanaya vakshyami hitakamyaya. Bhuya eva mahabaho. Oh Mahabaho, Arjuna, shrunu me paramam vachaha. Now here, I'm going to speak paramam vachaha. These words are paramam, the topmost. Mahabaho, Arjuna, Please hear. Yatteham priyamanaya vakshyami hitakamyaya. Because you are very dear to me, I am speaking this. I am disclosing all this knowledge to you because you are very dear to me. And in the previous chapters, Lord Krishna said, you have no envy of me. And now he's saying, you are very dear to me. That's why I'm speaking this all to you. Name vidu suraganaham prabhavam na maharshayah. Aham adirhi devanam maharshinam cha sarvashah. Actually, dear devotees, all this now, Sri Bhagavan Uvacha, from in these verses that are spoken in this 10th chapter, the significance is there are different religions in the world, and the Lord is called with different names in different religions. And all those pious people of different religion, they have different conception of the Lord, right? So in all these religious scriptures, Bible, Quran, Torah, and in Sikhism also, in all religions throughout the world, in those scriptures, the words of God are mentioned. The Bible is a compilation of the words of saints, Saint Patrick, all of them saints. So all the scriptures, they have compilation of the words from the saints and some knowledge about Bhagavan. But no scripture says, I am Bhagavan, hear what I have to say. There is no scripture in the world that says that. When Jesus is speaking, he's saying, I am, this is from, this is about the Father in the heaven. So each saint addresses the Lord in their way and gives their instructions and some information, knowledge about the Lord. But no scripture says, I am Bhagavan, hear what I have to say. There's no scripture like that. It is only Bhagavad Gita. It is only Lord Krishna speaking like that. That we have to know. So the concept of God, Allah, the supreme controller, the just, merciful one, and the Father in the heaven, the most compassionate one, and Jesus is the Son of God, like that. So some conception about the divinity is given, some words about the divinity is given, but not the direct words from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So these words that we are going to hear, these shlokas that we are going to hear, are exclusively, are only from the Mukha Padma of Sri Bhagavan, lotus mouth of Lord Sri Krishna. So that's the significance. And when we get to know the meaning of what Bhagavan is saying, then we will see, oh, Sanatana Dharma, only this has this Sri Bhagavan Uvacha, where the other scriptures do not have. And these few verses of Bhagavan covers everything about the creation, about everything that a human being has to know. Not only human being, any living entity has to know. From Indragrupa to Indra, to Brahma. For anybody to know, everything that needs to be known is said here. So what is it that Bhagavan is saying? Name vidusura ganaha prabhavam na maharshayah. Aham adirhi devanam maharshinam cha sarvashah. There is no one that knows me. Name vidu suraganaha. No demigod knows me. Prabhavam na maharshayah. These maharshis, they do not know me either. Why is it like that? Why is it that nobody knows about the Lord? Aham adirhi devanam maharshinam cha sarvashah. I am Adir. I am the very origin of all the living entities, including the Devas and the Maharshis. So there was a time where there was no one, no living entity, but Bhagavan was existing. So how would any living entity know about Bhagavan when the living entity is not manifest yet, but only the Bhagavan was manifest? So this is why the Lord is unknown to anyone, to any demigod, to any rishi. Yo mam ajam anadim cha vetti loka maheshwaram asammuda samatyeshu sarva papai pramuchyate. Yo mam ajam anadim cha. Whoever knows me, this is the potency of Bhagavad Tattva, knowing Bhagavad Tattva, dear devotees. The Lord is saying, whoever knows me like this, that I do not have a beginning, I do not have a birth, I do not have an origin, I am the very origin. And whoever knows me, that I am Loka Maheshwaram, Vetti, Loka Maheshwaram, Vetti, who knows me as the proprietor of all the planets that are existing. It means whoever is there on those planets. Asammuda samatyeshu sarva papair pramuchyate. Just with this knowledge, sarva papair pramuchyate, all their sins will be erased, vanquished. Asammuda, they will not be in the muda anymore. They will not be in illusion anymore. Why like that? Sarveti Loka Maheshwaram. If the Lord is the proprietor of everything that is existing, then where is the question of the enjoying tendency, the proprietorship to the jiva? And when one knows that Lord has no origin, but the Lord is the very origin of everything, and He is beginningless, then where is the question of the controllership and proprietorship for the jiva? Now, where is the question of gratification here? Knowing what our position is in relevance to Bhagavan. So this sinful tendency itself is washed away. Not just the sins. Bhoktaram yajna tapasam sarvaloka maheshwaram. Suhridam sarvabhutanam jnatva mam shantim rachati. Just by knowing that Lord is the proprietor of everything that is existing, should take away the proprietorship, the tendency of the proprietorship for the jivas, me and mine, me and my people, me and my thoughts, me and my opinion, me and mine. That proprietorship, the tendency of that proprietorship and the controllership is washed away by knowing and realizing the Bhagavad Tattva. So in this way, the illusion will be gone. Sarva papai pramuchyate. And it's when the sun is shining, then where is the question of darkness? Like that. Where is the question of illusion? Asammuda samatyeshu. Krishna Surya is shining like that. And where is the question of darkness? Like that. So that is about how the Lord is the origin of everyone. In all religions, we hear that God is great. But how great is the Lord? He's so great that everything comes from Him. Everybody comes from Him. He's the origin of everyone. And not only He's the origin of everyone, including the demigods, maharshis, and every being that we are seeing, but He is the origin of all qualities and personalities. And when we say qualities, we will hear that. Buddhirjnanam asammoha kshama satyam damashamah sukham dukkam bhavo bhavo bhayam cha bhayameva cha ahimsa samata tushtihi tapodanam yasho yashah bhavanti bhava bhutanam mattayeva pratagvidaha. Oh, after hearing this, then we'll be like, what is it that is not Krishna? What is it that even the qualities too? What is it that is not Krishna? Buddhir, the intelligence. The intelligence is the Lord. Knowledge is the Lord. Freedom from doubt, asammoha, is the Lord. Shama, tolerance, forgiveness is the Lord. Truthfulness, satyam, is the Lord. Dhamma, control of the senses, is the Lord. Shama, control of the mind, is the Lord. Sukham, happiness is the Lord. Dukkham, distress is the Lord. Bhava, abhavo, birth and death is the Lord. Bhayam, abhayam, fearlessness and fearfulness, both of them is the Lord. Ahimsa, non-violence. Samata, equanimity. Tushti, satisfaction. Tapo, danam, tapas, austerity. Danam, charity. Yasho, fame. Fame is the Lord. Austerity is the Lord. Charity is the Lord. Yasha is fame, yeah. Bhavanti bhava bhutana matta eva pratagvidaha. Matta eva pratagvidaha. This is all mine in variegatedness. Pratagvidaha. These are all mine in different varieties. So all these qualities that are present in the living entities, it's actually me, mine in different varieties. So the living entities are Krishna's, and the qualities that the living entities have are also Krishna's. And what are those qualities? The fear is Krishna and fearlessness is also Krishna. Wow! It is like in the atom is the Lord. In between the two atoms is the Lord. So in the atom is the Lord, in between the atom is the Lord, outside the atom is the Lord, everywhere it is the Lord. How is it? The fearlessness is Krishna, but how is fear Krishna? Absence of Krishna is fear. Bhayam dvitiya abhiniveshat syat. Bhayam dvitiya abhiniveshat syat. Isha tapetasya viparyayo asamritihi. Viparyayo asamritihi. Forgetfulness of Krishna is bhayam. So even that quality is also related to Krishna. It is only the forgetfulness of Krishna, bhayam. It doesn't have separate existence. Bhayam is not, it is not existing as a separate creation. No, no, no. It's just the forgetfulness of Krishna is bhayam. It is still within the existence of the Lord, creation of the Lord. Like the darkness is still within the realm of the sun. It's just the absence of sunlight there. That's all. Like that, sarvam Krishnamayam. Everyone is from the Lord. Everything is from the Lord. Every quality is from the Lord. Then the Lord is saying, after speaking this, when a jiva hears this, when anybody hears this, regardless of what their faith is, religion is, and any living entity, when one hears this, what will happen to them? Etam vibhutim yogam cha mamayo vetti tatvataha so vikalpena yogena yujyate natra samshayaha. And Bhagavan is saying, natra samshaya. There is no doubt. When I speak these words and when somebody hears me speaking this, etam vibhutim yogam cha, when one hears all my vibhutis, these opulences, how he is everyone and all the qualities are his. Mamayo vetti tatvataha. So who knows me as a possessor of all these qualities, that everything comes from me and all these qualities are just from me. What do? So vikalpena yogena yujyate. Bhagavan is saying, then they will avikalpena yogena. Uninterruptedly they will be in union with me. They will submit to me in devotion. Avikalpena yogena yujyate. And in this, there is no doubt. Na atra samshaya. Srila Prabhupada describes in purport. When somebody knows about how great God is, they will have no choice but only to surrender to the Lord. Because where is the choice? Where is the place to even hide anywhere? It is Bhagavan everywhere. As a supreme controller, as a supreme proprietor, as a supreme enjoyer. So it's just quite clear that, so that is Bhagavan's position and this is my position. So, dasoham. I am in your service, Krishna. So like that, there is no other choice but to surrender to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That is the truth. So Prabhupada says that. And now, Lord Krishna says, so in this way, uninterruptedly, one would engage in loving devotional service to me. The one would unite with me in yoga. And now, Bhagavan speaks. Chaturshloki Bhagavad Gita. Aham sarvasya prabhavo matta sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samanvitaha machchitta madgata pranaha bodhayantah parasparam kadayantascha mam nityam tushyanti charamanti cha tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mam upayanti te tesham yevanukampartham aham ajnanajam tamaha nashayami atma bhavasto jnanadipena bhashvata. Chaturshloki Bhagavad Gita. These shlokas are pretty powerful. This is Shri Bhagavan Uvacha. So the Lord is saying, Aham sarvasya prabhavo matta sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samanvitaha. One who knows that I am the source of everything and everything emanates from me, matta sarvam pravartate. Then their bhajan is full of bhava. Full of bhava. See, when the Bhagavan is saying, one who knows, we are hearing it. Hearing is good. That's how it starts. One who knows this. And as Bhagavan said here, he said, so vikalpena yogena yujyate natra samshayaha. One would uninterruptedly perform yogena yujyate, unites with me in yoga, in bhakti yoga, uninterruptedly. When one not only hears how the tattva of Bhagavan, about Bhagavan, here, dear devotees, Bhagavan is speaking this. Let's hear about these pure devotees and then we can come to our current situation. So Bhagavan is saying, one who knows me as all-pervading and origin of everything, source of everything. Iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samanvitaha. Their bhajan is full of bhava. And these devotees, their bhajan is like that, full of bhava. And what is their, how do they live their lives? Machitta madgata pranaha bodhayantah parasparam kadayantascha mam nityam tushyanti charamanti cha. Mat chitta, mat gata prana. I am totally filled in their consciousness and I am their very life air. These are arpita bhaktas. Arpita bhaktas. Mat chitta, mat gata prana. I am totally filled in their chitta. Complete Krishna consciousness. Their consciousness is completely Krishna. And their prana. Krishna is their very life air. Mat gata prana. So with this, they do bodhayanta parasparam. With so much attachment and love for the Lord, their words come out. Bodhayanta parasparam is, anybody can speak about Krishna. Yeah. But how deep are those words? How realized are those words? How much are those words filled with the love for the Lord? Bodhayanta parasparam. When these arpita bhaktas, whose chitta is all the Lord, whose prana, life air, is just the Lord, when they speak, bodhayanta parasparam, they bodhayanta parasparam, to each other, they discuss with each other. What do they speak? Kadayantascha mam nityam, only Krishna. What else can they speak? When their very life air, when their whole consciousness is Krishna only, what else will they speak? Kadayantascha mam nityam. My katha only, just me, about me only. This is one thing, dear devotees. Srila Prabhupada also mentions in the purport, when these pure devotees speak, everything they speak, formal, informal conversation, everything, that just stems from a transcendental platform. Everything. Even if they have to speak something material, so it actually stems from the transcendental platform. Because that's how they are situated internally. Mat chitta, mat gata prana. And is it just a little bit every now and then? No, nityam. Nityam is always. Ahar nisha, day and night. It's not just when they speak, when they give the katha on the vyasas, or when they're giving answers to the question in the interview. No, it's not just that. Nityam. How much nityam is it? Srivas Thakur. When the Gaur Kirtan was going on in Srivas Thakur's house, when his son leaves his body, his wife cries loudly, and then Srivas Thakur comes there. He sees that his son left the body. But it doesn't really bother Srivas Thakur so much. He's still thinking there is Gaura. The Kirtan of Gaura there should not get disturbed. They're all Tushyanticha, Ramanticha there. They're relishing the Kirtan so very well. That Kirtan should not be disturbed. Yeah, I know the son, yes, he left the body, of course, he left the body. Whoever has the birth has to have a death anyway. The soul, when it enters into the body, has to leave the body anyway. Yes, I see it. I see that it has happened, but Gaura's Kirtan should not be disturbed. So quiet, lady, quiet. That's Srivas Thakur. Kadayantascha mam nityam tushyanti charamanti cha. And Srila Prabhupada, so-called deathbed, in the final moments also, when he was going through such intense pain in the body, the bone pain is so bad, and Srila Prabhupada was going through that pain in the body, and he looks at the body as if, okay, this is not good for service anymore, with such detachment, but his seva continues. Translation of Srimad Bhagavatam. Until the final moments, nityam, with great taste. Even when Srila Prabhupada was breathing his last breath while he was in the mortal frame, tushyanti cha ramanti cha. How is this happening for them? Because machitta madgata prana bodhayanta paraspara. And for them, Anandambudivartanam pratipadam purna amrita asvadanam. Pratipadam purna amrita asvadanam. Aharnisha, day and night, any moment, for them, tushyanti charamanti cha. Again in Guru Ashtakam. Pratikshana swadhanalolupasya. Vande Guru Shri Charanaravindam. Because they are machitta madgata pranaha. How is it not their Vani, Shabda Brahman? It has to be Shabda Brahman. How is it not their Vani, not potent? It has to be potent. Because it's that platform. Machitta madgata pranaha. So, Tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam. Dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mam upayanti te. It just feels like direct connection between the Bhagavata and Bhagavan. Direct connection. Phone ki zarurat bhi nahi. Just face to face. The Lord is just directly in the heart. In their heart. And whatever the Lord wants, the Bhagavata, this Bhakta knows, and he does that. Bhagavan doesn't even have to say what Bhagavan wants. The Bhakta knows. Tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam. So these Arpita Bhaktas, satata yuktanam, Tesham, these devotees, these Bhaktas for whom I am the Chitta, I am the Prana, the satata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam. Satata, nityam, satata. Always, always, always. Tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam. Their bhajan is preeti, full of preeti. So they're always doing my bhajan with preeti purvakam, with great love. Why not? Because those devotees, they know no one other than Krishna. And they have nothing but only love for Krishna. Why would their bhajan be not preeti purvakam? So for them, dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mam upayanti te. So for them, I give them the intelligence how to come to me. How to come to me. And tesham evanukampartam aham ajnanajam tama nashayami atma bhavasto jnanadipena bhashvata. So, tesham evanukampartam, with all mercy to these devotees who are taking complete shelter of me, with my mercy, if there is any ignorance there, then I would destroy it. Nashayami atma bhavasto jnanadipena bhashvata. I dispel the darkness in their hearts by shining lamp of knowledge. So this is all pertinent to pure devotees, but the last two shlokas, Tesham Satata Yuktanam and Tesham Evanu Kampartam, Srila Prabhupada in purport, he very nicely gives some relevance to us also, the sadhakas. So but in the purport, Srila Prabhupada clearly says one who completely takes shelter of Krishna, completely Krishna conscious, that is also there. So, proportional to our surrender to the Lord, proportional to that, he would give us the intelligence, the Dami Buddhi Yogam Tam, how to come to him. Enamam upayantite. We hear, right, regarding the Harinama, that holy name is everything. And when we serve the Harinam with all our attention and great faith, then everything else will fall in place. How does that happen? Because Harinam, Lord Shri Krishna, Dadami Buddhi Yogam Tam Yena Mam Upayantite. He will give us the intelligence that is needed to come to him, Yena Mam Upayantite, to come to the Lord, to navigate through this world and come to the Lord. He will give us the necessary intelligence. And Srila Prabhupada also mentions how taking shelter of the Lord actually provides all the material necessities also. Srila Prabhupada mentions in the purport. So everything that is material and spiritual, material needs, material responsibilities, and spiritual. What else is more spiritual than taking ashraya of Lord Krishna and Harinama? So everything falls in place for those satata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam. Whoever does that bhajan with priti, with that great attachment, priti is with love. But for our beginners, in the light of Sri Sikshashtakam, at least with great attachment and faith, then dadami buddhi yogam tam, then the intelligence will get, intelligence is purified and strengthened. And in the light of that intelligence, yenamam upayantite, we will make our way to Krishna. And also, aham ajnanajam tamaha, Lord Krishna is saying that I will dispel the darkness that is there in the heart by shining lamp of knowledge. So Lord Krishna is assuring that I will do this for you. You take shelter of me. So for us, what we have heard is how a Shuddha Bhakta and how their bhajan is full of bhava, and how they are Machchitta Madgata Prana Bhaktas. And that's why they're always Nityam, always Tushyanti Charamanticha. That we have heard. And in the later shlokas, we have heard about how when we take shelter of Lord Krishna, taking shelter of Lord Krishna is in different degrees. Proportionate to our taking shelter, then we will be given. That is Tesham Nityabhiyuktanam Yogakshemam Vahamyaham. So whoever takes shelter of me, then I provide what they lack, and I preserve what they have. So this is all Sri Bhagavan Uvacha. He is assuring us. Okay. So this is Chatur Shloki Bhagavad Gita. So if we have to, if Bhagavad Gita has to be said concisely in 4 shlokas, this is Chatur Shloki Bhagavad Gita. So this is Bhagavad Tattva, Aham Sarvasya Prabho Matta Sarvam Pravattate. So knowing the Bhagavad Tattva, then the Jiva would completely submit and surrender, and then perform devotional service. In this way, all the ajnana, ajam tama, all the ignorance within the heart of a Jiva is dispelled, and the intelligence is purified, and in this way they can make their way to Krishna. Yenamam upayantite. That's Chaturshloki Bhagavad Gita. Now, after hearing Bhagavan speaking all this, what is Arjuna saying now? Arjuna uvacha param brahma param dhama pavitram paramam bhavan purusham shashvatam divyam adidevam ajam vibhum ahustvam rishaya sarve devarshirnaradastada asito devalo vyasaha swayam chaiva bravishime. So Arjuna is saying, yes, oh Krishna, Bhagavan, yes, you are Param Brahma, you are Param Dhama, you are Pavitram, you are pure, you are Paramam Bhavan, you are eternal, transcendental, Purusham, Sashvatam, Divyam. You are the supreme person, you are Divyam, you are eternal, Sashvatam, you are Adi Devam, you are the origin of all gods. Ajam, Vibhum, you are unborn, greatest. Yes, I hear you, Krishna. I hear you, Krishna. I heard this from all the rishis before. Ahustvam Rishya Sarve. Like Devarshi Narada, they all said it. Asita, Devala, Vyasa, all of them said it. Oh Lord, but Swayam Chaiva Bravishime. Now you are saying this yourself. Oh Bhagavan, that says Arjuna. And now that Arjuna has heard this Paramam Vachaha, Lord Krishna says, right? This perfect knowledge. So now Arjuna, he had heard about the Bhagavad Tattva and he acknowledged and he's thanking the Lord. Okay, now you are also saying about your position as Supreme Personality of Godhead. I've heard this now, Bhagavan, thank you so much. And now he's asking something else. What is it? Sarvam etadritam manye yanmam vadasi keshava nahite bhagavan vyaktim vidurdeva nadanavaham. And vaktum arhasi asheshana divyahi atma vibhutayaha yabir vibhutibhir lokan imamstvam vyapya tishtasi. So Krishna, yes, I totally accept you as the truth. And not the demigods, demons, nobody really knows about you, my Lord. You have revealed it yourself to me now. So I'm very thankful. But I want to ask you something, please. You are unknown. Nobody can know you. Unless you tell me, unless you show me, I will not be able to see. Now that I have heard who you are, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, as the origin of everyone that is present and as the source of everything that is present. Can you show it to me, please? I've heard it till now, but can you show that opulence, your opulence in this material world? How you are all pervading in this material world? You said these are the, how you are present in the form of all these qualities in the living entities, all this and everything from you. Would you please show it to me? Yeah. Then, yeah, these opulences. So the Lord, these are about 20 shlokas in the 10th chapter. All of them are speaking about the opulences of the Lord in this material world. In other words, how Bhagavan is present in this material world, how he is making his presence in this material world. First thing is, Bhagavan is saying he is the super soul. Yachapi sarva bhutanam bijam tadaham arjuna natad asti vina yatshan maya bhutam characharam. All these bhutas, all these living entities, whether living or non-living, maya bhutam characharam, they are mine and I'm situated as super soul. So super soul is Lord Krishna. Super soul is present only in this material world. There is no super soul in the spiritual world because Bhagavan is there. Bhagavan makes his presence in this material world as super soul, guiding the jivas within as a witness. and as a mm, mm, pratyaksha anumantaha, as a witness and as a, one who approves. So like that. That's the role of the super soul. So Bhagavan is present in this material world with all the jivas as a super soul. And among the senses, Bhagavan is mind. In the living being, the presence of Bhagavan is seen through chitta, consciousness. So the consciousness in the living being is Bhagavan. And among all the mountains, Meru Parvata is Bhagavan. Among all the immovable things, Himalayas is Lord Krishna. Among all the vibrations, the transcendental vibration Om is Krishna. And among all the sacrifices, it's the japa that is Krishna. And among all the sages, among sages and demigods, Narada, the presence of the Lord is through Narada. And among all the demons, Lord Krishna says, I am Prahalada. Among all the subduers, the time is Lord Krishna, because time subdues anyone. And among all purifying agents, wind is Lord Krishna. Among all the weapons, thunderbolt, Vajrayuda is Lord Krishna. And among all the knowledge, all kinds of knowledge, spiritual knowledge is Lord Krishna. This is just, we have enumerated only few of them. Already the Lord is saying, Nantosti mama divyanam vibhutinam parantapa. Esha tuddeshata prokto vibhuter vistaro maya. Na anto asti mama divyanam vibhutinam. There is no anta. Oh parantapa, Arjuna. There is no anta for my vibhuti. It's so nice when Bhagavan is speaking like this. If anybody, any person speaks like that, we think, oh, such ahamkara. And so much pride that he's speaking so much about himself. But Bhagavan, whatever Bhagavan does is so beautiful. And Bhagavan is saying, what do I tell you, Arjuna? Huh? You're asking me to show my opulences. You think there is an end for my opulences to show that to you? Well, just now that because you have asked, I have shown at least some to you. I have to show that to you. Okay, I'll just show some. Yat yat vibhutimat sattvam srimad urchitameva va tat tat evavagachatvam mama tejamsa sambhavam. This particular verse we picked up. There are list of things that the Lord has enumerated. We have just heard in the here. But this shloka, Srimad, there is Adava Bahunaitena. There is Sri Bhagavan. Okay. There is a list how the Lord is present as in the different qualities. The qualities are also divided as feminine and masculine. There are certain qualities that are considered feminine. The Stitir Medha, Dhritikshama. So the qualities, those qualities, Medha, intelligence, and the patience, those qualities, specifically, Lord Krishna says that I am those qualities. And those qualities, we have heard from Gurujana, that they are mostly present in the females. Stitir Medha, Dhritikshama. So in this way, Lord enumerates different qualities. So these qualities like, I am the weapon, I am the thunderbolt in weapons, like that. So those are, some are of masculine nature, some are of feminine nature. So in this way, all these opulences, they were described to Arjuna. And finally he says, Adava bahunaitena kim jnatena tavarjuna Vishtabhyam idam krishnam yekam sena stito jagat. Adava bahunaitena kim jnatena tavarjuna. Arjuna, you're asking me all these details. Is it really needed, Arjuna? You are asking me to enumerate and tell me in what all ways that I'm present, my opulence is present in this material world. I have enumerated some. But Arjuna, is it all really needed? Let me tell you one thing. Vishtabhyaham idam krishnam ekam sena stito jagat. Everything that you are seeing in this material world is simply a fragment of mine. Is simply a fragment of my opulence. Do you still want to know the extent of my opulences, Arjuna? So like that, Lord Krishna shows all his opulences in the material world. So in this way, Lord Krishna, this is the 10th chapter, dear devotees. It's relatively small because, as we heard, 20 of the shlokas are about different opulences of the Lord. So what did we hear in the 10th chapter? Let's summarize. Even before the 10th chapter is started, we have heard about the significance of all these 3 divisions in the Bhagavad Gita. About the first 6 chapters about Nishkama Karma Yoga and the Jnana Yoga, where the Bhakti is performed on the platform of Jnana, and then Bhakti Yoga in the middle 6 chapters. There we heard about the Karma Adhikara, Jnana Adhikara, and Bhakti Adhikara. So that knowledge is essential for us for these reasons. One reason is so we know what is our adhikar, our qualification. What is it that we could easily relate to. So we will know what our qualification is, where we stand. And second thing is, though we are hearing about pure bhakti, we have to understand that it comes over a period of time as the purification happens. Then what can we do to get purified quickly? Purified quickly is sometimes we can't even take a little bit of purification too. If Lord Krishna sends big time purifications, we may not be able to take it too. There is a shloka, right? Srila Prabhupada says, when the Lord shows special favor on a devotee, he would take away everything from the devotee, everyone from the devotee. Are we really ready for that? So Bhagavan knows how much we can take. So over the time, as the purification happens, then the karmadhikara to jnanadhikara and happens, and with the mercy, the bhakti adhikara comes. So all we can do is sincerely, with faith and gratitude, continue our bhakti wherever we are, and leave the rest to Guru and Krishna, and they know better, and they will take us further. So that we have to know. Otherwise, we will have disappointment, discouragement, despair, restlessness, whatnot, everything, while we are still in karmadhikara, because we haven't gotten the taste yet. So what happens is, because of that, one may not be able to continue bhakti for a long time. In that state, with that consciousness of discouragement, disappointment, and resentment, will not be able to continue bhakti for a long time. That's why we should know that we should just continue whatever we can sincerely with faith, and everything else will fall in place. We leave it to Guru and Krishna, because the purification has to happen. As much as the purification happens, then the revelation happens. Yeah, it's not a matter of accomplishment. So that we heard in the beginning. And one more thing I wanted to mention is, during that journey, dear devotees, Lord Krishna, Bhagavan says, whoever says that I am your bhakta is not actually my bhakta. But whoever says that he's the bhakta of my bhakta, a devotee of my devotee. That is my devotee. Lord Krishna says that. To go to Bhagavan, we cannot go. He is like a son. We go to Bhagavan through bhakta. Even to sustain in the karmadikara stage, it is through bhakta. It is through the devotees we go through Bhagavan. It's through Sri Guru. It's through devotees. Only then we can sustain the whole bhakti, karmadikara, jnanadikara. And without going through the devotees or Sri Guru, there is no entrance even in the bhakti adhikara. So that is something that we want to keep in mind. Yeah. So that we have heard. And then in the 10th chapter about how the middle 6 chapters is about bhakti, but especially this 10th chapter, how Lord Krishna is declaring how he is the origin of everyone and everything and all the qualities. That's one thing. And second thing is, what would be a natural response for anyone after hearing who Krishna is? So, avikalpena yogena yujyate na atra samshaya. They will at once take complete shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That's what Bhagavan is saying. And then their bhajan will be Buddha Bhava Samanvitaha. Their bhajan will be with the Bhava. And about Matchitta Matgata Prana, we heard about those devotees whose consciousness and life air, everything is Krishna. And after that, in the Chaturshloki Bhagavad Gita, last 2 shlokas, we heard about how taking shelter of Krishna, Dadami Buddhi Yogantam. Lord Krishna will give us the intelligence to come to him. Both material and spiritual things will fall in place when we take shelter of Krishna. Taking shelter of Krishna through the seva, yes, when we are in karma adhikara. Yeah, through the knowledge, through the shastra, that's taking shelter of Krishna. And directly taking shelter of Krishna through the nama. Different degrees of taking shelter of Krishna. Proportional to that, then dadami buddhi yogam tam. Our intelligence will be purified. And in this way, the Lord dispels the ignorance, the darkness of ignorance that is present in the heart. That we have heard the Chaturshloki Bhagavad Gita. And after that, Arjuna asks, oh, this is so wonderful. You said you are present everywhere, everything. Could you please show that to me? Then the Lord speaks. How? Actually, Lord speaks. Lord just gave a gist in the beginning of how he is present everywhere, like that. Now, the Lord speaks specifically of how he is in different things, in different species, in different qualities. He speaks, enumerates everything. And in the 11th chapter, next chapter, he shows it, how he is everything. Like that. So here, after speaking, after enumerating all the opulences, Lord Krishna says, is it really needed, Arjuna, to give you the details of all these things? Every opulence that is present here, everything fascinating that is present here is just a single fragment of mine. That's all. So that's the 10th chapter, dear devotees. Yeah, we'll pause here. And thank you all. Now it is yours, please. Akshish, Beta, and Krish, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you for the amazing class.
Thank you, Beta.
So, 2 verses that I liked were 10.8 and 10.10. So 10.8 was Aham Sarvasya Prabhu Mata Sarvam Pravartate Iti Matva Bhajante Mam Buddha Bhava Sanmanvita. And it basically says that Krishna is the source of the 2 worlds, both spiritual and material. Everything comes from him. And at last he says that the wise people that know this, they will be wise enough to do devotional service and put all of their heart into it. So they'll do it with all of their love for Krishna.
Yes.
One more was 10.10.
Mm.
Tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam pritipurvakam tadami buddhi yogam tam yena mamupayanti te. So basically, here it says that when we are really devoted to serving with our utmost love, then Krishna knows this and he gives us the knowledge to go back to him. He wants us back, but we're just being ignorant and we ignore these like kind of like invitations to him. It's very, very clear. Yeah.
Yes, beta. Thank you, Akshat. Thank you for your attention, Nana. All you children, you are amazing. You are awesome. There are no pictures here in the slides, but still you are able to sit through all this time and then pay attention and give your reflections, your understanding. You are amazing, beta, all of you. Thank you. Krish and Madhava. Prabhu, I think we can stop the recording, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu. Yes, beta, Krish.
Hare